The harvest fleet arrives. The stars blinked out one by one. Above Earth, cloaked in a field of warped light and electromagnetic silence, the Syndicate harvest fleet drifted into orbit. 77 vessels, sleek and serpentine, shimmered in the upper atmosphere like ghosts. No warning, no diplomacy, no announcement, just silence, and then abduction. Sergeant Lucas Brandt had retired from war 2 years ago. Now he watched helplessly as war returned to him. He stood in his daughter's room, the air still humming with static. Her window had shattered inward. The walls were scorched in a perfect circle, and the carpet, once pink and cluttered with childhood things, was blackened where Emily had stood. No body, no blood, just gone. He had seen enough during his years in covert ops to recognize precision teleportation. But this, on Earth, on his doorstep, within 24 hours, news spread globally. Entire neighborhoods emptied. Airliners disappeared mid-flight. Hospitals, schools, even military bases reported mass vanishings. The internet fractured with chaos. Footage from a teenager's drone, quickly scrubbed, but too late, showed them. Creatures in obsidian armor, tall and inhuman, dragging people into hovering rifts of crackling blue light. Governments scrambled jets, fired missiles, issued blackout orders. Nothing worked. The alien ships didn't even bother to return fire. Because they weren't here to fight. They were here to harvest. Brandt knew the tactics. He'd studied alien war scenarios in black site war games. This wasn't conquest. It was logistics, an industrialized operation executed with cold efficiency. Earth wasn't being invaded. It was being processed. Brandt went dark, burned his ID, pulled old contacts from war files buried in off-grid servers. In a dim bar beneath Denver's shattered skyline, he found others like him, angry, armed, and unwilling to kneel. One of them, Dr. Lien Harrow, a quantum physicist turned fugitive, showed him salvaged drone fragments, alien tech humming with dark energy signatures. Their FTL beacons use resonance mapping, she said. We can backtrace them, maybe even hijack one. Brandt didn't hesitate. Then we find their command ship, and we take it down. That night, using a cobbled-together signal from broken alien circuitry, Brandt sent a pulse through the void. A challenge, a declaration. Across the fleet, an overseer drone received it, translated it, played it aloud in the ship's command nexus. The message was simple. 5 words. English. Unfamiliar, yet sharp with intent. You wanted slaves. Got war. The overseer cocked its head. Resistance? Already. From orbit, the Syndicate watched Earth spiral into chaos, but not submission. And in that moment, they made a fatal error. They assumed fear meant defeat. They didn't understand humans. Not yet. Humanity learns, humanity strikes. The Syndicate called them primitives. That label didn't age well. 2 weeks after the harvest began, the aliens learned humanity wasn't just resistant. They were relentless. In bunkers beneath shattered cities and war-torn countryside, humans didn't mourn. They adapted. Sergeant Lucas Brandt and his ragtag cell, soldiers, scientists, even a few ex-hackers, operated from a hidden mountain facility once built to survive nuclear war. Now, it served as the beating heart of Earth's resistance. The turning point came in Nevada. A Syndicate patrol tower pulsed blue in the desert heat, anchored by gravlocks and defended by drone swarms. Most thought it impenetrable. Brandt didn't. With homemade EMP shells, human snipers disrupted the outer perimeter. Saboteurs on modified dirt bikes flanked the base under electromagnetic fog. Brandt led the final charge, breaching the tower with an improvised breaching tool powered by an alien plasma battery wired backwards. Inside, they found it, a wounded alien command officer. 7 feet tall, armor like glass fused with bone. 3 fingers. 2 hearts. It tried to speak in a gurgling machine dialect. Brandt didn't wait. He jammed a field translator chip into the creature's throat and growled. Where are they taking our people? The alien hesitated. Not from loyalty, but confusion. You resist, it rasped. You are inefficient labor. Why fight? Your species was categorized for processing. Brandt's glare could have cracked stone. You mistook freedom for inefficiency. Under pressure, the alien revealed key intel. The Syndicate didn't conquer worlds. They bought them, traded biological stock like cattle. Earth had been sold by proxy from a distant trade prince. A single harvest was meant to break resistance. It hadn't. Now the Syndicate was scrambling. Earth wasn't pacified. It was bleeding, yes, but biting back hard. Elsewhere, humans were learning fast. Alien drones were dissected in garage workshops. Plasma cores reconfigured into traps. 3D printers spat out bootleg armor plated with ceramics and salvaged alien alloys. Engineers built railguns from scrap. Hackers looped alien comms, and rogue scientists studied gravtech with a kind of desperate brilliance only Earth could muster. But it was Emily Brandt, Lucas's daughter, who lit the fire across the stars. Aboard a slave transport in orbit, she escaped containment using nothing but a stripped conduit, stolen alien tools, and raw defiance. She rallied other captives, humans and alien slaves alike, and sent a distorted signal to Earth. Her voice cut through static like a blade. "I'm alive. We're fighting. Don't stop." That message spread like wildfire. Morale surged. Resistance became coordination. And for the first time, Earth delivered a real blow. A hijacked gravity drive rigged as a bomb collapsed a teleport hub in Kenya, vaporizing an entire Syndicate base in one flash of gravitational hellfire. Syndicate records marked Earth with a new classification. Type B contaminated world. High hostility. They sent a new commander. Overseer Zant. Ruthless. Efficient. His mission, burn Earth to ash. But even he didn't understand what was rising. Not a rebellion. A reckoning. Galactic retaliation. Earth's unity. The sky split open. Overseer Zant's war fleet arrived not in silence, but with a roar. 60 capital ships strong, flanked by drone carriers, plasma bombarders, and orbital incinerators. Earth's orbit became a noose of firepower. This was no longer a harvest. It was a purge. Zant stood at the helm of the flagship Vraxi Dominion, eyes like obsidian razors watching the blue-green planet below. "Send a message," he ordered. Within hours, 6 major cities were glassed. Lasers from orbit vaporized entire skylines. Billions died in fire and collapse. The Syndicate expected Earth to break, to kneel. It didn't. In bunkers beneath the ashes, humanity rallied. From London's underground tunnels to Tokyo's sewer networks, resistance cells resurfaced. They weren't just surviving, they were evolving. And for the first time in human history, every nation set aside centuries of grudges and formed the United Human Defense Pact. Brandt stood in the central command room of Bastion 1, buried beneath the Rockies. Holograms of every surviving global leader lit the chamber. For the first time, there was no argument, no politics, only purpose. "We have one shot," said Dr. Harrow, pointing to the alien schematics displayed on the wall. Syndicate warships operate through a centralized AI control lattice. Disrupt that, just once, and their fleet turns blind. "We can't match their firepower," Brandt growled. "But we can cut their eyes." A plan formed. Bold. Insane. Human. Emily, still aboard the Syndicate slave transport Zelkor, had rallied over 1,000 prisoners, many of them alien species long broken by the Syndicate. Now, with stolen weapons and schematics smuggled via hacked comms, she prepared a prison-wide uprising to coincide with Earth's assault. The mission: inject a human-designed virus into the Syndicate's fleet-wide neural core. A virus born from chaos, written in 10 programming languages, recursive, evolving, unpredictable. A thing no cold, order machine mind could comprehend. The timing had to be perfect. Earth went dark. Every city, every signal, a global blackout. Satellites dead, radio silence. It was bait, and Zant took it. Thinking Earth crippled, he ordered the war fleet into low orbit for extermination protocols. That's when humanity struck. Experimental railguns, hidden in mountain valleys and ocean trenches, fired molten tungsten slugs into the underbellies of Syndicate dreadnoughts. Modified nuclear missiles, wrapped in stolen gravtech, pierced force fields like spears through silk. As chaos erupted above, Emily and her rebels launched their uprising. She fought her way to the central nexus chamber, bloodied but unyielding, and slammed the virus into the ship's core. The effect was instant. Command chains severed. AI units overloaded. Syndicate ships began firing on each other, identifying friendlies as threats. Mid-air collisions lit the sky. Brandt's voice echoed through every hacked frequency. Earth stands. Come finish us, if you can. From orbit, Zant watched his perfect fleet tear itself apart. His flawless plan, undone by a species he once labeled primitive. But the final chapter hadn't been written. Not yet. The cost of freedom. The sky burned red. Syndicate ships, once flawless in formation and devastating in power, tumbled in fire and confusion. Plasma trails streaked across the upper atmosphere like falling stars. From the ground, billions watched the heavens rage. Inside the Vraxi Dominion, Overseer Zant stood silent amid sirens and chaos. Screens blinked with errors. Ship logs scrambled by the virus now looped gibberish. His fleet was dying not from superior weapons, but from unpredictability. Human defiance had created something the Syndicate AI could not compute. They corrupt logic, his adjutant stammered. They are madness given form. No, Zant whispered. They are free. On board the Zell Core, Emily Brandt led the charge into the ship's control core. Blaster fires scorched the walls. Alien rebels, once silent laborers, now screamed war cries in languages unknown. Emily found the override controls and broadcast one final command. Unlock every slave cell. Everywhere. Across the fleet, containment fields fell. Shackled prisoners on every ship, human, alien, synthetic, awoke to the sound of failing circuits and open doors. Earth's reckoning became galactic. Meanwhile, Lucas Brandt piloted a stolen Syndicate drop pod through the chaos. The coordinates were locked. The Vraxi Dominion. The source. The head of the snake. He crash-landed in the central chamber, emerging with blood on his brow and a rail blade in hand. His path was clear, straight through the elite guards and into the throne-like command deck, where Overseer Zant waited. You are defiant, but you are doomed, Zant hissed. Brandt stepped forward, teeth clenched. You wanted slaves? You got us instead. The duel was brutal. Zant faster, stronger, built for war. But Brandt was human, stubborn, vicious, and burning with fury. When it was over, Zant fell, clutching a cracked thorax, staring in disbelief as a man with no armor stood victorious. With the command AI destroyed and Zant dead, the Syndicate fleet fell into full retreat. What ships didn't explode were captured, and those that fled carried stories of a species that fought like devils and never begged for mercy. Earth had won, but at a cost. A third of the planet was ash. Nations were gone. Cities burned. But humanity had done what no other enslaved world had ever achieved. They'd made the Syndicate run. Weeks later, the trade prince who authorized Earth's enslavement received a message. It wasn't encoded. It wasn't polite. It was a video. Emily and Brandt, side by side, aboard a salvaged alien dreadnought now bearing a new flag. Earth's. You sold our world, Emily said. Now we're coming for yours. One by one, other Syndicate slave worlds sparked uprisings. Humanity became a symbol, not of dominance, but of defiance. A reminder that even the smallest fire could burn a fleet. And deep in space, Earth's first Starship Armada began construction, not for conquest, but for justice. The final line of the message echoed across the stars. We were never yours. We never will be.